Hey, baseball way lifers, happy Easter, happy Sunday. Sorry I haven't been around for the last couple of days. I hope you have not missed me. Uh, but I'm here. I'm here for you to serve your needs. Uh, and today we're going to discuss a topic which I know isn't going to cause any controversy based on the response it's gotten so far in the Facebook group. And that is the 2021 Major League Baseball game being moved from Atlanta to a location yet to be determined. No controversy there. The group is life very civil about this whole thing. One person and labeling everything else. So this should be a fun topic to discuss. But I think it needs to be discussed. And it's been since opening day. I posted one of these YouTube videos, so a lot's happened in between. We're going to be doing a lot of catching up, and we're going to start with the All Star game. On Friday, Major League Baseball announced that it's moving the 2021 All Star game out of Atlanta in response to a new Georgia law that has civil rights groups concerned about its potential to restrict voting access for people of color. Not only is the All Star game going to be moved, but the 2021 draft, a new addition to the All Star game festivities, will also be relocated. In a statement, MLB Commissioner Rob Manfred said the league is finalizing a new host city and details about these events will be announced shortly. A source told ESPN that the 2022 All-Star Game is still planned for Dodger Stadium in Los Angeles and that the site won't be moved up to fill the void this summer. Now, over the last week, Manfred said we have engaged in thoughtful conversation with clubs, former and current players, the Players Association, and the Players Alliance, among others, to listen to their views. Manfred continued to say, I have decided that the best way to demonstrate our values as a sport is by relocating this year's All-Star Game and MLB Draft. Now, the MLB Draft, Major League Baseball, Manfred said, fundamentally supports voting rights for all Americans and opposes restrictions to the ballot box. In 2020, the MLB became the first professional sports league to join the nonpartisan Civic Alliance to help build a future in which everyone participates in shaping the United States. We proudly use our platform to encourage baseball fans and communities throughout our country to perform their civic duty and actively participate in the voting process. Fair access to voting continues to have our game's unwavering support. Now, the Atlanta Braves counterparted by saying that they were deeply disappointed by the outcome. As the host city, I could see why there may be some disappointment, but the Braves said in a statement, this was neither our decision nor our recommendation. We are saying that fans will not be able to see this event in our city. The Braves organization will continue to stress the importance of equal voting opportunities, and we had hoped our city could use this event as a platform to enhance the discussion. Our city has always been known as a uniter in divided times, and we will miss the opportunity to address issues that are important to our community. Unfortunately, businesses, employees, and fans in Georgia are the victims of the decision. Now, my solution to this problem is if Atlanta and Georgia kind of straighten out this whole issue, and they should be rewarded the game in the next few years. But if this stalemate continues, then they probably should not be rewarded the game. I know this is a tough issue. A lot of people have different thoughts about this, and there's opinions all across the board. The Players Alliance, a very strong alliance formed by former and current Major League Baseball players, over 100 strong, have united in an effort to empower Black communities, and they came out in support of MLB's decision with a statement that read in part, we want to make our voice heard loud and clear in our opposition to the recent Georgia legislation that only disproportionately disenfranchises the Black community, but also paves the way for other states to pass similarly harmful bills based largely on widespread falsehoods and disinformation. Now, the White House and Joe Biden also support this decision as well. The White House said the president has made his concerns about the bill passed in Georgia clear, given its extreme provisions that impact the ability of so many citizens to cast their votes. He said earlier this week that if the decision was made by Major League Baseball to move the All-Star game, he would certainly support that decision, and now that MLB has made that choice, he certainly does. So this wasn't mandated by the government. It was just supported by President Biden This basically was Major League Baseball's decision, and I think a lot of pressure was come down from corporate sponsors. It wasn't the players per se that wanted to shut this down. So money talks, and it's not only an issue of ethics; it's an issue of economics. If corporations don't want to support a cause like the All Star Game because it's held in a state where these corporations don't endorse what's going on, they have the right to do what they need to do and put economic pressure on. So businesses and society has spoken out on this. And of course, there's always going to be opposition. Each side is entitled to his opinion. No one's necessarily right. No one's necessarily wrong. In a statement, former President Donald Trump blasted the move and urged his supporters to boycott baseball and all of the woke companies that are interfering with free and fair elections. Former President Barack Obama, meanwhile, lauded the decision as honoring the legend of Braves great Hank Aaron. I'm not going to get into the issue about the bill itself. You can do your own research on it. What I am talking about is the impact on baseball and its effect on this year's All-Star Game and possible further ramifications. The only thing that was a little disconcerting was that the Georgia governor said at a news conference Saturday, baseball caved to fear and lies from liberal activists, and moving the game means cancel culture is coming for American businesses. I thought he went to the extremes on that. His focus should have been strictly on baseball, but as a governor, I can see he's given an overall viewpoint of what he believes in. So I'm not going to disagree with it. I just think it was appropriate. Should have just focused on the game. And like I said, Georgia is upset. I mean, they lost the All-Star Game. What can you do? I mean, but the big issue at hand is you got to do what's right, and baseball did what they thought was right, whether you agree with it or you don't disagree with it. Los Angeles manager Dave Roberts is going to be the manager for the National League All-Star team. Applauded MLB for moving the game from Georgia. And Roberts speaks from personal experience, I guess, where he's probably experienced some hardship coming from a black father and Japanese mother. And Cubs outfielder Jason Hayward, who grew up in the Atlanta area and was the Braves' first-round draft pick in 2007, said, "It was nice to see someone think outside the box and err on the side of respecting people and trying to push for equality." Hayward went on to say, "I think you're not going to be able to please everybody. I know there's a lot of people in Atlanta who love baseball and looking forward to seeing an All-Star Game there, a midsummer classic. I think that's special as somebody growing up there and watching a lot of baseball. But at the same time, I think when you talk about a message to people who are still out here pushing for equality." And MLB Executive Director Tony Clark came out and said that he would look forward to discussions around moving the Midsummer Classic slated for July 13th out of Atlanta. 5 days after that, President Biden, who won Georgia by less than 12,000 votes, told SportsCenter he would strongly support the decision, calling the new bill Jim Crow on steroids. Again, I'm not going to get into the political issue. The decision's been made. The game will not be played in Atlanta. And I think what the baseball world needs to do is just focus on where the game should be played, continue to focus on inequality in baseball and society in general. And I think no matter where they move the game, it'll sort of bring a spotlight onto why the game was moved. And I'm sure any city would welcome it. I would give it to a city that's well deserving. And I think if Atlanta straightens its act out, they too can get the baseball game back when it's time up to pick another host city. If they do what's right, and they deserve it because they were rewarded in the first place. Unfortunately, instances like this always happen. In our Facebook group, Baseball Way of Life, all hell broke loose. People just could not discuss the topic, could not discuss just how baseball is going to handle where the All-Star Game is going to be played. Talk about the cancellation, how to get personal. There were personal attacks, and that's something I never, ever like to see. And I always wonder why people who never post in the Facebook group are trolls and can't wait to seize on the opportunity to attack somebody over an issue, which really, they're probably not even baseball fans to begin with, but they want to make some type of statement in some type of social media platform, and they do. Unfortunately for them, it happens, and they end up getting removed from the group. Unfortunately for the group members, they're subjected to that until it's brought to my attention. I either remove the post or remove the member. But as a baseball fan, all I want to do is talk about baseball. when an issue like this comes up, we do have to talk about it, but we can always do it in a civilized manner. And that's all I ask. 99.9% of the baseball fans in the group and who watch these YouTube casts are great people. And sometimes I just have to bring to attention sometimes what's going on behind the thought process of an unfortunate few. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed this, and we'll talk soon. Take care.